Welcome back to another episode of the Crackin' Cans Podcast, the podcast where we crack open a cold one and dive into the weird, the haunted, and the straight up cursed. I'm one half of your host here on the podcast, Corey with an E.
And I'm Mike, and we're fixing to speed it up right now.
Let's speed it up. Let's
Speed
go.
it up.
Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
speed
go.
it
Let's
up.
go.
I'm
Let's
Mike
go.
with a C.
Mike with a C, Corey with an E. We're ready to talk about some good stuff
We're going to make
today.
stuff happen in Paranuanuary. Hold on. I've been working on it. You told me to work on it when I poop. I've set my phone down. I've specified time every day to work on it. Paranuary.
Well,
I mean, it's closer than what I've been doing.
It's closer. We'll give it to you.
Parauary.
Remember, I told you a little secret. Paranuary.
That doesn't help me.
Paranuary.
That's not a secret. You're just telling me how to say it. And
I'm
I still
breaking
can't
it
do
up for you, and then you just smush
That's not
it
a
together.
secret, though. That's just an idiot trying to break it down.
Yeah.
It's just breaking it down for an idiot, and I still don't understand it.
All right, well.
Paranuary. Did I get it?
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Turns out the secret is you got to get me all pissed off.
Yeah, there you go. And it just comes out. And just so you guys know, guys that can't see, got a little friend around my neck today from Creepy Eepies, who's a little Sasquatch koozie. He's going to join us today for the cast.
Yeah, he looks cool. Corey opened up the package, threw him right on his neck, and I haven't got to see him yet. But, hey, maybe next year I'll get a chance to take a gander at him. You never know.
Yep.
Yeah, I doubt it. That dude's going to be wearing that in the shower.
I am. He's going to go with me everywhere.
It's pretty cool because it's a Bigfoot koozie that can go right around your neck.
And he's got a guitar.
It does have a guitar. Slapping that bass.
I'm going to keep some Jack Links in here.
You can keep whatever you want. I know. I can set my glasses in there. That'd be cool. I guess you can too. 4 eyes. You get me all worked up before we start. Not let me see the Bigfoot.
So what's new?
What's new? Well, man, I didn't think you were going to ask me that. What's new with me? Well, I'm going dry January. So while you're enjoying the delicious beer we're going to drink today, I'm cracking open another Sprite.
I'm going semi-dry January.
Dude, semi, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like me saying I'm going to eat more vegetables. I ate like one this week.
I only drank beer one day this month.
You're drinking today. This is
That's
day 2.
Number 2. I didn't get there yet. Number 2, second day. What are we on? Like, what day of the month is it?
I don't know. The 4th?
Oh.
What is it? It's the 6th. So you're only drinking 33% of the days we have so far.
Okay, all right.
That's
all right.
solid.
All right.
That's
We'll
solid.
keep it at that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, son of a bitch.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think the thing that was the best, though, is you said, might you try January, and then you cracked one open January 2nd. So it's like, boy, you really stuck your neck out there and tried that one, didn't you? Damn. I did the smart thing. I drank everything I had New Year's Eve. Cleaned the whole fucking house out.
There you go. See, I thought dry January meant drinking dry hopped beer. Kind of what I thought.
My life's dry then.
Yeah.
Dry and boring. Like old paint.
No fart.
What's new with you?
New with me.
Besides the fact that you're just slamming beers every third day this month.
Oh, the boys got fake poop for Christmas. Like I told you about it. But this poop has just been laying around the house. I'm getting to the point where because sometimes we have the cats that go to the bathroom upstairs and stuff. We have to clean it up. I'm at the point now where like, I don't literally, I don't give a shit about shit. Like I'm going to see a real turd up there and I'm not even going to know. I'm just going to walk past it because it's everywhere. It's in the kitchen. They're just little, and they look so real.
In some ways, I think you're just better off just pretending all turds are fake turds.
Well, now I have a good excuse.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's true.
I guess it's kind of a good thing, I guess.
Yeah. It's probably worse, but it can be
because I can't get
good.
yelled at now from the wife.
That's true. Yeah,
that's where I look.
Yeah, that's true.
Because at the old house, one of our animals, I think, like threw up or something on the carpet. I just put newspaper over it and
newspaper
left it go.
You fucking barbarian!
I big daddied it.
What year is it? This dude he's just reading his newspaper in his robe in the morning and just threw his paper down on it
because I didn't want anybody to step in it. So
yeah. Yeah.
Threw that over there.
Our cat used to always throw up in our kitchen because he eats food in the morning too fast. I remember the one day he threw up. It's like, so I grabbed a paper towel. I turn around to pick it up. It's gone, and the dog's just there licking her lips. Like, oh, good dog. Go kiss your mom. Run upstairs now. So
Anywho, what beer we got today?
what beer do we have?
What beer do I have?
What beer do you have? Corey, today we have a beer from Evergrain Brewing Company. We have Dreams and Nightmares. This is a New England-style double IPA brewed with hand-select Simcoe hops for flavor and aroma, and aromas of orange mango juice, drippy passion fruit, and peach flesh. Coming in at 8.5, this thing will start as a dream, and let's be honest, if you drink enough of these, it could very well end as a nightmare or something kind of like that.
And I'm also dreaming about having a sponsorship from these guys, but all they're giving me is nightmares.
That's true.
too.
So far.
That could turn around.
It could.
It's a new year.
So for why I picked this for the topic, I feel like this beer could really go with the haunted house topic in general. Because all haunted houses typically start with somebody moving into a house. Moving into your dream home, this home you saved up. Maybe you never even thought you'd be able to rent a home, and you're able to rent this brand new house with the last little bit of money you have. And soon after moving in, this wonderful dream you had quickly turns into a nightmare.
Yeah, it goes from dusty roads to Cody roads.
That's right. It goes from freaking dusty turds to freaking big wet ones.
Well, I'm talking about the American dream
Yeah, I
to
know.
the American nightmare.
Yeah.
I'll just make sure you got that.
Yeah,
Making sure you're on.
I got that
you're on
reference.
the tippy
Corey's
top.
been watching WWE again for like 3 weeks, so he's big into it. That's about how it's been. Tell me that's about how it's been.
No, I haven't watched it.
Yeah. He's just making just off the wall WWE references right now. Dusty fucking roads.
I'll go back to my chair.
No, that's okay. Go back to your koozie that I'll never get to see again. Well, cheers. And I'll let you describe the beer. I personally think this beer tastes very lemon limey. It's also very clear, like a Sprite.
Tastes a little bit like Sprite.
Yeah,
Yours does.
A lot of bit like
Like
Sprite.
I mean, this is a solid beer. This is like Mike said, an 8.5 percenter. I gave it a 4 on Untapped several months ago. It's pretty hoppy. It's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Explain it more.
I don't know.
I need to hear more.
It tickles you in your throat.
Tell me about the mouthfeel. I love when people describe the mouthfeel of beer.
So it's a little light on the front of the mouth, but
Ooh.
then it gets a little heavy towards the back and gives you a little tickle right in the throat.
You know what I notice when I try beer and people ask me what the mouthfeel is? I always think it feels wet.
Yeah.
It's one thing I always notice. Sprite feels wet too. It's got a
Does.
good wet mouthfeel.
Wet.
Mouthfeel. Anywho,
We love wetness.
we love wetness.
Except in this garage. Or we're not in a garage anymore.
Oh. In the studio. Really in your house, you don't like too much wet stuff sloshing around.
Yeah, we don't. So, anyway, we cheered. Everything. We're ready for the episode. Let's go there.
Let's go there. All right, today, Corey, got a couple sources to use. 3 main sources I got is the LAGhostTour.com, FrightFind.com, and an article from the University of California.
I just hit random, like,
Oh,
I have no idea why.
that sounds delicious. Well, it sounds like a culinary masterpiece. We're going to go to Culver City, California. In the 1970s, Culver City, California was the kind of place people passed through without thinking about it. The sun still came up warm and reliable every morning, washing over rows of modest houses and low apartment buildings. Lawns were small, fences were short, the street smelled faintly of asphalt and exhaust, and somewhere in the distance you could hear the traffic humming its way towards Los Angeles.
Ugh. What a shitty place, dude.
Unless you're from there, that's fine.
People around here bitch about traffic. I could not even imagine.
No, I remember a friend saying that. Like, she grew up in L.A., and they live in Bloomsburg now, and she said when people bitch about traffic here, it doesn't. She can't understand it.
Do they get mad? I would get mad, I feel like.
I think you get numb to it.
Probably
You know,
at first you get mad, and then
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
especially when you're born there, you just think that's how traffic around the world is. You think that's how the world operates. It's
Yeah.
just bumper to bumper traffic.
so we're
every day.
educating these folks. Doesn't have to be like that, guys. Come on over to New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah. New Jersey's a tester for you before
Yeah.
we let you in.
Yeah.
We got a big gate around freaking Pennsylvania, my friends. This isn't Hollywood, not anymore. The studios that once gave the city its shine had gone quiet, their golden age slipping into memory. What remained was a working-class suburb trying to hold itself together. People went to work, kids rode bikes until the streetlights came on. And Culver City in the 70s was stable on the surface, but it was tired underneath. Across Southern California, things felt tense. Jobs weren't guaranteed, crime was on the rise, trust in institutions was fading. Families carried their problems indoors and shut the doors behind them. Mental health wasn't talked about. Trauma didn't have a language yet.
Get your burps out. I'll get my
Fucking Sprite burps, man. It just existed. Heavy and unresolved. And in neighborhoods like this, it was easy to disappear. The houses didn't demand attention. And they were built quickly, cheaply, and close together. With beige walls, narrow hallways, rooms that felt smaller at night. The kind of place where arguments echoed and silence passed in afterwards. If you stood on those streets in 1974, nothing would have warned you. There was no folklore, no ghost stories, no whispers of legends or urban legends to be heard. But in a way, this is where some ghost stories are made. Made from where you least expect it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we get into what is known as the entity house.
Oh, shit. Sounds good.
Just another house with just another family. Another life trying to just get by. And that's where Doris Bithers enters the picture.
Doris. You know what I'm going to say about her?
Go ahead.
She sounds hot.
You're freaking right. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I knew freaking Doris one time when I was younger. Oh, she's fine. I didn't know any Dorises when I was younger.
Never knew a Doris.
No, I still don't.
Even when I'm older, yeah.
You do now?
Yeah, two of them. That's second Doris. Remember the one episode I said Doris, she sounds hot?
Doris, the Explorer.
You made fun of me. But I took it back.
I make fun of you for so much. It's hard to keep track.
It's hard to keep track. You're right.
It's one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah. Well, I'm still here.
You keep showing up for more.
I'm still standing.
You're like that. You're like a punching bag at a gym, you know?
Yeah.
You get pummeled every day, but when they open that door, there you are, just waiting for more.
One of those times, those motherfuckers slapped you right back in the face, though. So you better watch yourself, boy.
We'll see. Man, there's something about your face that does remind me of a punching bag, especially them glasses. I just want to knock them right in two pieces.
Oh, you remind me of a toilet seat. I just want to shit all over.
I thought you wanted to sit on my face, you weirdo.
No.
Gosh, what's wrong with you? It's sickening.
No.
Let's get back to Doris.
Yeah.
A woman carrying more than her share of life's weight pulled up to her driveway of a modest rental on Broderick Drive and stepped into something she could never have foreseen. Her name was Doris Bithers, a 33-year-old single mother of 4. She hadn't moved there because she believed in ghosts or haunted houses. No, she moved there hoping for a fresh start.
You said single mother of 4.
Of 4. So 3 of the kids, those 3 boys and a girl, the 3 boys lived with her. The girl lived elsewhere.
With dad.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't know. There's a lot of
I got a thumbs up on the screen.
There's a lot of things within the story that are not totally I don't know. They're not documented super well.
Okay. Got to use our imaginations.
Yeah, we can do that. She moved there hoping for a fresh start, somewhere safe, somewhere she could build stability for her kids. Doris carried her own history with her. She had a past filled with trauma, both abusive, and there was a point in her childhood where she was actually kicked out of her home as a teenager. She battled with alcohol, along with relationships that had left more scars than memories. She was no stranger to hardship. She just wanted something different. And as she turned the key that first day, the house seemed normal. The walls were worn, the rooms were small, the air a bit stale, but nothing that would make most people think twice. This was just another house in Culver City. A beginning, a chance, and a home. But after a few nights, after the children were tucked into bed and the sun finally sank behind the rooftops, something in the house started to feel off. Doris sat in her bedroom, trying to unwind after a long day of moving boxes and trying to unpack the memories that this house is going to create. The home was almost fully moved into. Things put away. And that night, the house was quiet, but it was almost too quiet. And then slowly the silence began to shift. At first it was subtle, a light flickering without explanation, a door clicking softly in another room, a draft that didn't match any open windows in the house. Then something heavier started to creep in. A presence so oppressive, it was like a pressure in the air itself. Legends of haunted houses often talk about cold spots or eerie whispers in the dark, but this was something different, like a weight pressing against her shoulders and spine. And then the noises began, and they began more frequently. At first, just a distant sound, almost like footsteps from another room no one occupied. But then the footsteps would grow closer. And when Doris finally stood up and walked towards the hallway, she remembered the only other people in the house were her kids, who all remained tucked in their bed. No children up yet, no neighbors nearby, just her. And still, something watched from the shadows. She could feel it, its eyes locked into her like a hunter staring at its prey. She couldn't explain it, not yet. But something in the first night told her that this wasn't just an old house or with creaky floors. It was something alive, something that wasn't supposed to be there.
And she bought this house, right? She's
She's renting it.
Oh, she is renting
But
it. Okay.
she's renting it, and she doesn't have any options to move out.
It's
She has
probably
everything she has invested into renting this home.
And it's like a lease too, so like she's
Exactly,
got to
yeah.
stay there for a year probably at least.
Yeah, and we're talking about the first couple of nights
Yeah.
she's already getting this.
Well, you see, I understand why all these hauntings start out the way they do. They all start out the same way. I want to hear about a haunting, and I know this is going to get good. I know that. But I want to hear about
this is the best part. I'm in it right now. It just gets sad after this.
I want to hear about a haunting where like they move in and like first night they get thrown out the window or something. Like we need something.
But then they go running too fast, I think. That's why.
I know why.
Yeah.
Like I understand why, but
Yeah.
like I just want to hear about somewhere it's just like right out the back it's like like
Well, check this out. On night 2, Doris got thrown out her front window.
Here we go.
And Doris landed on her front yard and bounced and just walked and went right back in her front door. The freaking Doris is a beast.
Yeah.
She don't give a shit. But a few days after that, there was a knock on the front door. And when Doris answered, she saw an old Mexican woman. The look on her face was worrisome and scared. Doris asked if she could help her, but the woman just stared right past her into the house. Finally, the woman opened her mouth and gave Doris a warning. She said that Doris has to leave this house, that she grew up on this land as a child, and that there was a presence, an energy, a force that was pure darkness within this house.
Could you imagine that?
And then she just turned and left.
Yeah.
Like, well, see you later.
That's like the one that I went over where like the dude showed up, said like his family lived there, the farmland or something like that, said about it, and then he like left and he like showed up in the middle of the night or something.
Yeah. Dude,
It's
it just
like-
reminds me of Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
Tell him Large Marge
Yeah.
sent you. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell's that mean?
Yeah.
What the hell is that, Large
Yeah.
Marge? Are you Large Marge? What the hell's going on here? So I feel about this lady doesn't. This lady could be Large Marge for all I know.
You see Miss Man died from the scary movies?
No,
Miss
I didn't
Man?
see that.
I saw it yesterday.
No,
Yeah, Miss Man.
damn, that sucks.
Yeah. I thought about it with Large Marge, just
Yeah.
I don't know, something
Yeah.
in my brain. So,
R.I.P.
yeah, all right. Yeah, we haven't had a good RIP for a
No.
while. RIP.
So then the woman just turned and left, and Doris never heard another word from her again.
That's creepy though.
Yeah, for sure.
Never mind. I'm not gonna. Just never mind.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just like a random like Mexican lady
Yeah,
shows up, and she probably didn't speak English,
that was
or like very like
yeah.
limited English.
like she
like-
could definitely tell that the woman was Mexican by her
Yeah.
accent.
I feel like that would be like scarier
Yeah,
because they can't fully communicate with you.
German woman would be scary though.
Russian.
I don't know if I'd be scared about a Russian. I don't know. Germans, man. Krampus.
I love me some Krampus though.
Yeah. Well, he'd
I'd
take you into
I'd
the
let him
underworld.
take me.
You would. You're saying that, but I don't think you really would.
I don't know if I would. Yeah, you're right.
Beat your ass with a stick.
Hey, what if I'm into that, boy?
Then let's go in the other room. I'll get my stick.
I already got a pile over there.
Get smacking. So Doris didn't wait long to shrug off the stress. Yeah, that very night she noticed strange occurrences, and these occurrences just continued to amp up and amp up and amp up. We're talking about objects moving on their own, chairs sliding across the room, doors opening and slamming without cause. We're talking footsteps and heavy breathing when no one was around. We're talking about lights turning on and off at random, sometimes in rooms that nobody was even near.
There wasn't even any lights in there.
The candles just lighting themselves up. We're talking about pressure on their body when they're sleeping. Sometimes they claim that they're even pinned down, which that gives me sleep paralysis vibes.
Just gonna say
For
it.
sure.
Dreams and nightmares, baby.
Yeah.
The beer we're drinking, I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a bush latte.
Well, I'm drinking Sprite because, like you pointed out, almost like Spirit.
You can't spell.
One of them without the other, but I don't know which is which.
Yeah.
I don't know how to spell stuff. The first incidents were subtle, enough to make her uneasy, but not overly threatening. Yet she couldn't ignore them. Something had entered her home, and it seemed aware of her presence. Even more unsettling, her children started to notice the oddities too. The doors creaking, the shadows moving along the walls. One of her older children spoke of hearing whispers, words that they couldn't understand. That chilled him to the bone. By the time dawn broke, Doris knew one thing for certain. This was no ordinary house, and whatever had arrived wasn't planning to leave.
Did you ever say how old the kids were, or did you ever?
So if I remember,
I mean, there's
right,
4 of them, so I'm assuming.
It
And
was.
she's 33. I could probably guess.
I think they're older than you think they are.
No, really.
Yeah.
Well, I think she got kicked out of the house young, so I'm assuming she probably had a kid
yeah,
pretty
I
young.
think it was like 14, 12, 10, somewhere around there, or
Yeah.
like 15, 13. And I think the daughter was the youngest one that didn't live with her, if I remember right.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's hard 'cause they don't bring up any of the kids' names and stuff like that in a lot of the articles.
I just like to picture it in my mind and get
Yeah.
a good idea of the ages.
There
when
you
I'm
go.
Going through this.
There you go. So there's a couple theories at this point for what could be going on. Was it something alive, watching her and her children, moving objects with intent, pressing down her while she slept? Some investigators would call it a poltergeist, an entity that could interact with the world, a force that had chosen her home as a stage, right? Some could say it was stress and fear, the weight of her past and the pressure of raising 3 kids alone, bending perceptions into ordinary sounds become threatening. Perhaps the strange noises, the flickering lights, the odd drafts, maybe they were just all part of the house. There's also those who suggest human energy itself might be to blame. Parapsychologists spoke of something called reoccurrent spontaneous psychokinesis.
Kinesis?
Psychokinesis, thank you.
College.
A phenomenon where intense emotional energy, fear, frustration, and trauma can cause objects to move or sounds to occur without any conscious intent, which there's been a lot of studies. This is where there's been a lot of studies on this, especially back in the 60s and 70s, because they thought this was a real thing. This psychokinesis.
Psychokinesis. I told you, though, at one time or another, like a long time ago in this podcast quest, when I was younger, I used to like sit on the couch and I would focus on like objects in the room and try to get them to move for like an hour.
Did it ever work?
Nah.
That's why we're sitting here, huh?
Yeah.
You just take over the world.
Yeah. I still try every now and then.
I know. I believe it.
Don't tell anybody.
I do that. I pretend to rip your mustache off sometimes when you're really talking a lot.
I try to pull your grays out.
And then I see you. Yeah, good luck. You don't have that kind of time, my friend.
Dude, I need some black magic for that.
Yeah, freaking right. And then there was another possibility. Maybe the house was merely remembering the past. The walls, the floors, the very air in the place could have absorbed the echoes of trauma long before Doris moved in. A recording of sorts, playing back moments of fear, distress, triggered by the attention of those who lived there. This is called like the stone tape. Stone tape is the word. They say that there's like certain stones and stuff like that these hauntings can essentially get trapped in. And that's where
Like stones of the house.
Yeah, and there's like they think that certain stones and certain things that homes can be built out of can trap that more. And this is where you get more of the hauntings, like the exact moments just replaying over and over and over again.
I was actually seeing that today when I was doing some of my research into the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same thing.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, maybe there is something to it. I know people put a lot of stock and stuff like that into crystals and all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Well, I do think too, like a lot of times with the environment and Native Americans and stuff like that, like a lot of stuff is tied to the land. So like, why couldn't stuff be tied to stuff that's made out of essentially the land?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Whatever the explanation, the effect was the same. Doris and her family were feeling all the crazy violence.
And they haven't been there for very long either.
Not very long, no. And with that, we're going to take a quick beer break.
Perfect.
All right, we're back from beer break, and we are getting into the real violence.
Ooh.
And the real, let's say, gusto of the story.
Gusto.
Of what made this place different. Because I feel like right now, there's not much different than a lot of other hauntings.
Yeah.
Right now, This part is what makes this one different. And I got a little trigger warning. We're going to be talking about some sexual assault coming up. So
From a ghost?
From a ghost.
Ooh. Okay.
So what separates the Doris Bithers case from most hauntings isn't just the violence, it's the nature and the persistence of it. Doris claimed that she wasn't dealing with a single presence, which I'm telling you, this is fucking terrifying. She said there was 3. According to her accounts, there was one large entity, dominant, oppressive, and aggressive, and 2 smaller ones that lingered nearby, watching, circling, and sometimes joining in the activities. The large one was the one Doris said would physically assault her. When she was sleeping and when she was in bed, this thing would sexually assault her while the 2 smaller ones would hold her arms down so she couldn't move.
Jesus.
Yeah. She said these presents weren't just shadows either. You could almost make out like a figure, but they were almost just too translucent to actually make out what was going on.
Yeah.
And these attacks were not subtle. Like I said, she was pinned to the bed and sexually assaulted. She was pinned to furniture in the house. Her kids were grabbed and thrown across the room at one point when they tried to come to their mom's rescue. She was always grabbed by unseen hands and thrown and restrained against her will. Bruises even appeared on her body, marks that investigators later documented. These weren't fleeting sensations or half-remembered dreams. Doris insisted these encounters were physical, forceful, and repeated. The sexual nature of the assaults made the case especially disturbing. Folklore comparisons were unavoidable. So you have a incubi and a succubi, which would be like a succubus, entities that would prey on the humans during moments of vulnerability. But unlike old legends, these incidents weren't confined to sleep. Doris claimed they occurred while she was awake, aware, and trying to fight back. So the children, which weren't obviously assaulted in the same way, but they were not spared from the terror. They would see these dark figures in their room, feeling watched, and like I said earlier, they were grabbed and thrown across the room. Twice, 2 different times when they tried to come to their mom's defense. They described the larger entity as looming and heavy, while the smaller ones seemed restless, like darting, lingering, and just always moving around. Dude, the 2 little ones freak me out.
Dude, I'm thinking when you like describe the size and whatever of these guys, I keep thinking of like Casper, the friendly ghost, and like they have like the big one, and then you have like the little dweebs. I keep thinking of that.
Yeah, I think that like the big difference is like the big one is like 10 foot tall.
Damn, yeah.
While like the little ones are like little like 3-footers running around.
3-footers.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like that small. So it's not just like the big entity isn't just like big and fat. It's just like tall and menacing.
I'll wait. I'll wait till you get to like some theories about this because I have some theories
you
in
can
my
go
head.
ahead and hit it now.
I was gonna say, part of me thinks that like in the beginning you said she had a very like traumatic, upbringing.
Yeah,
had a lot of things happen to her. Was she sexually abused in the past, and she's just reliving these things that's happened to her, and it's just so vivid, so real that maybe she's sleepwalking or like waking up and just like causing these bruises by like running into stuff and trying to fight this stuff that's in her mind based off of her past experiences. And she's just talking about it so much that she's making the kids believe that this is happening. It's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just where I go so far on this, like as a possibility. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not evil entities here doing this, but I just think about with her being a young mom going through a lot of trauma in her past, what could be going on like in her head.
Yeah, that's one of the skeptics later argued that trauma, stress, and psychology factors would explain a lot of her experiences. Others pointed to sleep paralysis and disassociation. But the critics really struggled with one detail. Multiple witnesses reported objects moving and lights flickering while she was fully awake. So whatever the explanation, the result was the same. The house had become unsafe, not just frightening, but violating and violent. And this thing was just super aggressive. And for Doris and her children, the terror wasn't about believing in the ghosts or demons. It was about surviving something that felt intelligent, hostile, and deeply personal. Because, I mean, how it doesn't get much personal than being sexually assaulted.
No.
I don't.
Yeah.
Especially as, like, an entity, because I just think when you have an entity or an evil force, the evil force is doing it for 1,000% just for the fear, the power that like the. I don't think demons have sexual urges.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the way of a human would. So I think these are literally just this thing trying to show how big and bad it is, and what's the one thing that you can do to a woman in her 30s,
Yeah.
sexual assault. So I think this thing is very personal. And if these accounts would be true, just very evil.
And I wonder what happened in this house or on this land previously. Like, was there actually some type of assault that happened in real life and these demons are feeding on that and just causing that on new people nowadays?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
So if you were in Doris's position, I think it's harder to put ourselves in their shoes because this is 50 years ago at this point,
Yeah.
But where would you even turn? Because at this point, and I think with a lot of the stress and her past and stuff, this isn't something that she just you can't go to the police. People are going to think you're crazy.
Yeah.
You have your 3 kids. Are they going to come take your 3 kids away from you? You can't just confide in anybody. So what she does...
You have to go to a church or something.
Well, what she actually did is she did confide into basically her best friend. She didn't know what else to do.
That's a start.
Yeah. So that's all she told her best friend. Now, later on that day, her best friend was at a bookstore, and that's where she heard Barry Taff and Carrie Gunnar talking to each other. And not just talking, but they were Barry Taff and Carrie Gunnar. That's the 2 guys that she just heard talking.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you don't know who they are. What do you?
Listen.
Who?
I'm just.
Were these like the presidents of the United States or something? Barry?
Hey, I'm just making sure you didn't reference them earlier, and I missed it.
No,
because usually I do that.
No.
Well, I do that.
You do
That's
that,
why I'm
but this is just
sure.
2 people I'm naming.
Okay.
So her friend ran into these 2 strangers that I haven't referenced at all yet. Well, I referenced them a couple seconds ago, but
for the people.
No, not for Corey.
I'm for the people, though.
No, that's for Corey there. Who? Who are these peoples?
Sally?
Sally? Who the hell's Sally? Why does she have a house? So anyway, she heard Barry and Carrie talking to each other, and she realized that they're parapsychologist students at UCLA. So they're literally researching the paranormal at the University of UCLA at this time. There was like a whole department for this because at this time in the 70s, people were super interested in this kind of thing. So she went up to him and said, "Hey, my friend's dealing with this," and 2 young guys, it's like, "Oh, hell yeah, we got it. We got to go check this out." So the young investigators were...
And they were in college at UCLA?
Yeah. So mixed with skepticism and curiosity, they prepared to document the strange phenomena, but they wanted to do it carefully. So the home itself appeared ordinary, like we talked about earlier, but the atmosphere was heavy, and it was alive, almost alive with tents. And the first night they were there, they observed the lights flickering, the objects moving on their own, and the heavy furniture shifting. Doris told them about the semi-transparent entities, that's what we're going to kind of call them from now on, would respond deliberately to the presence, moving when they would move certain objects as people in the house would move. And when they were actually there, one of the kitchen cabinets flung open and a frying pan flew out of the kitchen cabinet toward the investigators.
Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. I mean, we already been somewhere because somebody's getting sexually
Yeah.
hurt. But I mean, now like shit's getting thrown.
So during the investigation, the team noted strange balls of light accompanying Doris. They said you could see these orbs around the house just with your naked eye. They weren't just taking Polaroid pictures or anything. You could see them, but they had a hard time documenting them because every time they tried and take a picture, they'd be gone. And that's kind of where you run into with a lot of this story. Doris's friend, who actually attended some of the sessions and claimed that she was a psychic, she reported seeing the presence in the corner. And she attempted to alert everybody in the house. So there's actually a picture online. I'll find the picture. We'll pull it up. We'll put it on our Facebook and Instagram. You can find us at Cracking Cans Cast. It was a picture that she had them take where the presence was literally, the entity was supposed to be right in front of her. And when they take the picture, you do see this kind of like weird lighting and stuff in front of her. And then afterwards, they take a picture and there's nothing in front of her. There's issues with the picture, though. When they took the original picture, the flash was on. When they took the test picture afterwards, the flash was off. And she was also in a different spot. The whole thing was just, it was weird. I mean, it was sloppy. But at the same time, this is kind of a whole new thing these guys are trying to figure out and everything. So despite all their documentation, the investigators could not fully explain the occurrence. Taft believed that much of the activity resembled a poltergeist manifestation, possibly fueled by Doris herself as the energy source, though he could not verify the attacks because all the sexual assault attacks stopped as soon as the investigators got there.
You think they were threatened because there was like males involved now?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sure. That's where a lot of the story starts to unravel a little bit, is there's all these claims, but as soon as there's any kind of investigation done, most of these claims just stop.
I mean, you think if she was making this up, I feel like if you have these investigators that are involved now, she would continue with the story.
Yeah.
Is what I would think. Like, why would that stop her from...
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
It should be noted that a lot of this stuff happened within like a year of The Exorcist coming out, the movie, which at the time was, one of the scariest haunting possession type movies to ever occur. So he thought it resembled a poltergeist. So I dove into kind of the difference between a poltergeist and an entity. So when most people think of ghosts, they imagine a poltergeist. Noisy, mischievous presence that rattles doors, knocks on walls, and moves objects, seemingly at random. And poltergeists are often tied to human energy, like teenagers under stress, which we've talked about. Teenage girls are like the big energy source for most poltergeists.
Yeah.
And their actions of the poltergeists are usually chaotic rather than intentional. They scare, they startle, they disrupt, but they rarely target just people. The house on Broderick Lane, however, was different. With Doris, she didn't face random chaos. It was something intelligent, focused, and terrifyingly personal. The three entities she described didn't just slam doors or throw objects. They physically attacked her. They grabbed her. They pinned her down. They assaulted her. And they seemed to react to her fear and resistance. It does not seem like a mere poltergeist. In fact, the investigators from UCLA noted that the large presence was purposeful, while the smaller one always hovered and watched, almost as if they were waiting for their turn. The phenomena seem to feed off of emotional energy, but unlike a typical poltergeist, these entities could act even when Doris tried to stay calm. And they followed her beyond her house, haunting her for pretty much her whole life.
So outside of the house, they haunted her too.
After she moved years later, she still claims that there was still some kind of presence around her.
So I wonder how something got like attached to her.
And this is like the best. So in simple terms, a poltergeist is chaotic, mischievous, and often temporary. An entity is predatory, intelligent, and persistent. This is the best quote I saw to kind of tell the difference. Poltergeists mess with your home. Entities mess with your life. Like, they want to just destroy everything.
So like poltergeist you can get away from.
Yeah, in theory. Yeah.
Because like once you leave your house, like go to work and stuff, they're not gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, I think they're still tied to the teenage girl in a way, so I don't know if they can follow from home to home.
Yeah.
But they need the energy, whatever they're using. And typically, eventually, that energy runs out because the girl hits a certain age, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times when girls first get their periods and they have these huge rush of emotions, that's when you see a lot of this stuff happen. I'm sure we'll both experience poltergeist at some point in our life.
Yeah.
So back to the investigators. The UCLA parapsychology program under Thema Moss provided the backdrop for the investigation. Moss ran a small, unofficial lab studying telepathy and hauntings from 1966 to 1978. While modest in size and underfunded, the lab was respected enough to attract attention from filmmakers like William Friedkin during the making of The Exorcist. Both Taff and Gunnar trained there, honing the methods they would bring to the entity house. So for 10 weeks starting in August 1974, Taff and Gunnar documented a combination of physical disturbances, different phenomena, a strange energy pattern, and yet there was still none of the sexual assault, none of any of that. They didn't see the multiple entities interacting with the family. And really, after the 10 weeks, their boss at the program, Thelma Moss, she kind of pulled the plug on it because she didn't really know if anything was really going on here. And she was really starting to question if anything ever actually went on there, just because their evidence was nothing. They have like pretty much no evidence from it.
What do these guys think? Do we know like their thoughts about this?
I mean, they think there was something there, like a heavy presence there, but they were really never able to document anything from it. So the Entity House investigation remains one of the most famous cases in modern paranormal history, inspiring a book in 1978 called The Entity, and a 1982 film adaptation. Even decades later, Taff and Gunnar reflect on the case as a haunting that blurred the lines between psychological explanation and the unexplained, leaving questions about the true nature of the entity and the house itself. And they actually tried to get help for Doris because they thought she was having some real psychological issues. So that was one of the things that they did note, is there was more going on with her than just a woman under a little bit of distress.
Yeah. Could have been like multiple personalities.
Yeah,
or
she was also a heavy drinker.
Mm.
She was more or less an alcoholic at the time. So I think that was something they tried to get her help for that also. But this was all done in 10 weeks.
I guess it would probably be hard to validate somebody that is just drinking all the time too.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just, when you get done with this whole story, I feel like there's more what ifs than there actually are answers. Because I can't sit here and say that none of this stuff happened.
Right.
I wasn't there. But there's also no way that I can hear all this and be like, yeah, this definitely was a haunting.
Is there anything that you would do differently than these guys did that you know of?
Well, I think that's also hard because of the day and age we're in compared to them. I don't know what they had.
As far as like equipment and stuff goes.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things is, and it might have been one of the biggest things that they weren't able to do, is they weren't actually able to get close. Doris was a very closed off person. And I almost feel like she had walls up around her and I feel like maybe those walls were actually keeping the entity away from them. So in a way, you had to get closer to her and tear down some of the walls around her to be able to actually figure out what this thing was and what was going on with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have a little part here where I dove through the real life versus the Hollywood movie, The Entity. When most people hear about Doris Bithers today, they think of the 1982 film The Entity, and it's true. The movie was directly inspired by her experiences. And as most Hollywood adaptations, the story you see on screen only tells part of the truth. In real life, she was a single mother of 4. The film compressed and dramatized the events. Doris became the mother of 3. The 3 entities were turned into one invisible force. The sexual and violent assaults were amplified for the cinematic shock. Investigators became dramatic characters, reacting to terror rather than careful documentation. Yet despite these changes, the film retained the core of terror. The feeling of being trapped, violated, and at the mercy of something unseen. Where Hollywood adds spectacle, the real events carry a chilling weight that fiction can't replicate. Because for Doris Bithers, it wasn't entertainment, it was her life. And that's what makes the story endure the modern culture. The line between horror movie and real-life nightmare is thinner sometimes than we like to admit. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about the whole UCLA parapsychology lab at this time.
Are those guys, I mean, I'm assuming they're still alive because, I mean, I'm assuming they'd be like in their 70s. Have you
I didn't look up
anything?
to see if they're still alive.
Yeah, I'm
yet.
just curious.
I know they did do some tie-ins. I actually think they had some sort of tie-in with the Demon House in Indiana at one point.
Those 2 guys?
One of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like didn't stay together after everything.
For some
happened.
reason, I just like picture them as like
forever, like lifelong, like
yeah.
like me and you there in our 80s, just like son of a bitch, Corey. We gotta get this.
Cast this guy.
Yeah, we can cast him still alive.
Yeah, baby. 900 episodes.
I picture there's a TV show called True Detectives, and the first season has Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey. They get stuck as partners, but they're like total opposites. And Matthew McConaughey's like a pretty good squirrel. He just sits there and smokes cigarettes all day, you know? Well, they end up, they kind of solve the case, but they kind of don't. But Matthew McConaughey, like, goes into his storage shed, and he's just, like, working on this case, like, behind the scenes, smoking cigarettes, grows his hair long, just drinking freaking Alamo straight out of the can. And that's just what I picture, like, when we get older, one of us is going to be the Matthew McConaughey with our long hair and our cigarettes, and the other one's going to be Woody Harrelson, is just a drunk, liquored up guy. It's like, what the hell am I doing here? That'll be us going after Ghost.
Hell yeah. Well, I can't grow my hair out, so.
All right, I'm in.
That's you.
Yikes. Why can't you grow your hair out?
Dude, I grow an afro. Like, it's bushy.
Okay. I need it. Let's do it.
I tried to grow a mullet before.
Let's do
A
it.
couple years ago. I tried to grow a solid mullet, and dude, my hair it grows out. It doesn't grow back.
It's because it's scared of your face.
It's because it's all party. Or no. Shit, that would be long. I don't know what bushy is. Short is
Disco. It's all disco.
I'm all disco, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So back to the UCLA parapsychology lab. So this ran from the 1960s to the 1970s. During the height of the Cold War, when the U.S. government was quietly funding all kinds of fringe research, UCLA became one of the most legitimate academic homes for the parapsychology in America. It wasn't a dusty basement with Ouija boards. It was a serious university setting, backed, at least initially, by respected scientists and private funding. So the work at UCLA was largely driven by Dr. Velma Moss, a psychologist and researcher who founded what became known as the UCLA Neuropsychologic Institute's
Holy
parapsychology
fuck.
program.
Come on, you need to cut that down.
Woo.
I hope they cutting that
Well,
down.
they did because they called it UCLA beforehand instead of University of California in Los Angeles neuropsychology.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude.
So basically, she believed that psychic phenomena could be studied scientifically. Human consciousness wasn't fully understood by conventional psychology, and ignoring paranormal claims outright was unscientific.
It's rude too.
It is rude.
Yeah.
So one of the so she did ESP and telepathy. That was one of the big things. So the card guessing, you ever see where people hold the cards up? And, yeah.
Telepathy, sex. You brought that up in an episode.
Yes.
Yep.
But I don't have sex with cards.
Or people's minds.
Sometimes I do that, though.
They don't know it.
Yeah. Well,
Unless they...
listen, they know if they look over at me, they know it when they see my eyes looking at them. You know what I mean?
They just see the whites.
Yeah. There was some sender and receiver text. Yeah, a lot of the stuff. There was another test I know they talked about where, like, I would give you my wallet and you would touch my wallet, and you would know like how much money's in it and my name and my driver's license just by touching my wallet. Stuff like that. Like they would do stuff to like certain things, and they would hand it to them, and it'd be like, "What's up with these keys?" Stuff like that. I don't know. And it fell apart in the early to mid 1970s because really it just became to unravel.
It's just funny. It just sounds like a big game.
There was like increased pressure from mainstream scientists that there was nothing really going on here. They're accused of poor control experience and
experience or experiments.
Poor controls and experimenter bias.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify because sometimes you say experience, you said experience, and sometimes you mix those two up.
That's fine. I probably did that once.
You just did it again.
Experimenter, so I didn't even get either of them. Suck on that one, Corey. So there was a growing stigma around parapsychology at this time.
Ooh.
So yeah, basically the funding dried up. And UCLA eventually distanced itself from the work, and the lab quietly disappeared. So you got any thoughts?
What do they got going on today at UCLA?
Nothing. This lab's, I don't know, school.
They didn't bring it back?
No. Dissolved in the 70s and it's been gone. The experience is over.
So what my thoughts about what?
This whole story. This is the end of the story.
I still go back to this girl just had a lot of traumatic experiences growing up, and I think she was just replaying a lot of that as she was older. And I think you mentioned like the Exorcist movie. Maybe she was playing that up a little bit to try to.
Yeah, she could have latched on to something like that, I would say.
I'm not saying she did, but I'm saying like maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, something like that comes out, like worth a shot. I mean, just like, you go to Dunkin' Donuts, you spill that hot coffee on your arms, try to get a little money, worth a shot. So they had to put the words on there that says, like, caution, hot coffee,
There's actually more to that. Did you ever look into that story with McDonald's? Because it was McDonald's that spilled the coffee. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's because McDonald's was, like, putting their coffee at, like, an ungodly temperature because it would last longer.
Yeah, I think I did see that.
So it was like not even like remote, like it was just under boiling basically.
Yeah,
it was like 200 degrees, and so nobody could fucking drink it.
Yeah.
That was the whole premise. And then McDonald's ran a smear campaign on the lady, and that's why everybody like thinks she just was out for the money and everything because McDonald's ran the smear campaign just to make her look bad. So you learned something.
Yeah, I know that part.
Yeah, the whole thing.
I knew they cranked the shit up to make it hot.
Yeah, so it lasts longer. It's
Yeah.
like it's fucking coffee.
Yeah.
It takes like 3 seconds to brew, and they're like big industrial brewers and stuff.
I don't know coffee.
You don't know coffee.
But I do know that maybe the story was real. Maybe she was just replaying a lot of...
Are we talking about coffee?
I'm talking about your story.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Your story. Maybe it was real. Maybe she was making some things up. Maybe she was reliving her past abuse.
Glory days.
Well,
past
abuse.
Yeah.
Past abuse,
That's what I
past traumatic experiences that like shaped the rest of her life. I don't know, and it seems like we're not gonna know, folks.
No, and so I know Doris passed away in the late 90s, around like 59 years
I was
old.
gonna say pretty young.
Yeah, at that time she was living in Texas. She had like a cardiac arrest. So
Any kids? You try to connect it with any kids?
no, I don't know their names.
Yeah, you're right.
Doris Bithers kids, if you're out here and you listen, I think there's something there, and I want to hear from you.
And I'm gonna be the skeptic in this case.
You can't be the skeptic, can you?
I could.
Do you think could you be bad cop?
Could be bad cop.
All right.
Got caught before with young juveniles.
Thought you were gonna say Young Jeezy.
Young Jeezy.
Yeah. So the main problems, I think we covered a lot of them, was her abuse past. One of the other problems was the sexual assault stopped. Literally, when the investigators got there, it stopped.
But could that be, like I said, just the
It could
presence
be with that.
of
Yeah.
males?
Yeah.
Could it have scared these, I don't know, entities, whatever? I don't know.
Are you? Now you're a good cop again.
Fuck.
You do suck at being bad cop.
I'm trying to play both ends of the spectrum, boy.
What the hell was that? The hell was that? Don't do that.
I'm throwing you off.
Don't do that.
You don't know which end of the spectrum I'm on now.
Boy. Think what are you, Flavor Flav? Gosh.
Yeah, I got this clock over
You
here around
do.
my neck.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
He's
I don't
just
get
a
to wear it.
Sasquatch.
I don't get to wear it.
You get to wear them cool glasses.
I'll let you wear the glasses.
We might have the same prescription.
4 eyes. I doubt it, dude. Look at them Coke
mine are
bottles you got.
bad. They're pretty thick too, boys over there.
These ones are not. These are like almost the lowest you can get.
Hmm.
They're like not. I don't even think I'm a 1.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying. Like,
I don't know what that means.
well, I'm saying you're probably like a 3 or 4 on your prescription.
I don't know what
You
that
have no idea what your prescription is.
No. No, I don't.
I'm just saying. How do you not even know what your prescription
Dude,
is?
I don't. Why do I need to know it?
How do you order glasses? You never order glasses online?
Oh yeah, I contact my people and I say, hey, can you send me my prescription? And then I
so
type,
then you
I
have
type it in.
Then you have your prescription. You
Dude,
should know what you literally have a piece of paper
I haven't
with
ordered-
your numbers on it, and you don't even know what your numbers are.
How am I supposed to remember numbers from 7 years ago?
How do you order contacts?
My eye doctor just does it.
Oh, you're getting ripped off here. You're buying from your eye doctor. No wonder they suck.
Yeah.
Probably paying like out the ass for them then.
I make them last. I wear them double time.
That's why you get migraines when you wear them, because you make them go too long. You probably have an eye infection.
These
you
are-
fucking doofus.
These are brand new contacts, bitch.
doofus. You never. How do you have the same glasses? You never go get your eyes checked?
I only wear my glasses like when I'm going to bed.
So you never get a new pair of glasses? You only wear contacts?
Yeah.
This is not adding up.
All right, we're gonna talk about this later.
We don't need to talk about it later. Like, here, wear these. Look
All
at these
right.
glasses. These are
Hey,
like
where are
nothing.
these? See how
Yeah,
mine
these
are.
fucking Coke bottles. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they're like nothing.
what?
They're like nothing.
I can't see out of them.
Yeah, because they're like nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
just like I'm wearing normal
It's
sunglasses.
like the lowest. That's like the lowest prescription you can get.
Is that like your regular glasses too?
Yeah.
Oh.
I
You're
only
not,
need
you're
them
not
for
that blind.
no. I only need them for distance.
Why do you always wear glasses?
Because I have with the way my retina is, if I take them off, I get like my depth perception's fucked up.
You fall.
I do. I look like a giant when I walk when I don't wear them. He doesn't even notice making fun of somebody for having thick glasses when I have the lowest, basically just reading glasses. As he's over there with his fucking Coke bottles on. I can't. Is my lips moving?
This motherfucker wears glasses more than me though.
I have to. I don't wear
He thinks
contacts.
they're cool.
I don't wear contacts.
It's not cool to wear glasses.
I don't think they're cool. I got to wear safety glasses all day at work. I can't have a desk jockey job like you. Like a jabroni job.
Oh,
All right.
all right.
So yeah, really we went over a lot of the problems with the story. Other thing was that the guys were there to do the investigation, and there's hardly any evidence from it, really at all, that was documented. And the other thing is the timing with the Exorcist movie. It was just really poor. Like the Exorcist movie was in full swing, especially in L.A., Hollywood at this time. And then this is when all this stuff
Did
came
this
out.
come out like right before they moved in, or like right as they were moving in?
I think it was like a couple months before they moved in.
Yeah.
So kind of in like full swing. Movie stayed in theaters a lot longer back then too, you know, like especially big ones.
Yeah.
So the final thought is the haunting of Doris Bithers isn't just a story of a house or a ghost. It's a story of fear made flesh, of violence and violation that has witnessed, documented, and yet still defies explanation. 3 entities, a mother and her children, investigators, and countless objects caught in the crossfire. Every detail points to something beyond ordinary understanding. Doris eventually moved away, living out most of her life relatively unknown, yet whispers persisted that the entities never truly left her. following her until her death. Whether you see it as poltergeist activities or an unimaginable reality of the paranormal, the case endures because it refuses to be neatly explained. Doris Bithers' story reminds us that some horrors are not confined to fiction, and some nightmares might be very, very real. That's what I got.
That's what we got, folks.
So probably no folklore score, huh?
Nah.
For a haunting, I don't think.
So usually we ask the question like 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down, 1 and 1. I'll be honest, I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm thinking just based off of everything you went over, everything I heard, I think for this one I'm going to go 2 thumbs down.
Yeah, I was going to go 2 thumbs down too. I'm just not totally feeling it.
I didn't feel it in my loins.
It's just this case brings more questions than any kind of answers.
Like I think if these 2 UCLA students would have found
Gary and Carrie
would have found more evidence.
Just found something.
I mean,
they found nothing.
Yeah.
The pictures, like I said, we can get the pictures up. The pictures were, I don't know. They were not.
Which, like I said, if they got involved or this thing stopped because of the male presence, I mean, possibly, but like I still feel like they would be something still would be going on.
Yeah.
They'd get something.
10 weeks. 10 weeks is a lot of time to spend pretty much at a house and not get anything.
Like they camped out there?
I mean, they were there every day doing investigating. You know what I mean? Like every evening.
Yeah.
I
wonder if
they spent nights there.
Yeah.
Just nothing, you know? I just wonder a lot of it if it was just the mom going through the psychological stuff and then she just drug her kids into it.
Yeah.
In a way. Kind of drug them into her delusion.
Especially if she was drinking and all of her past abuse. Like there's all kinds of psychological.
Having some kind of like sleep paralysis with everything going on. So
yeah.
Think how it would just terrify the kids if you just hear your mom just screaming.
Yeah.
Like having like night terrors and stuff like
just
that.
Like, just get him off me and stuff like that. Like,
so I think I could change the perspective on the kids for sure.
Yeah.
So
like that's what I lean towards in this is like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So with that,
Mike's dumb.
Make sure to go follow us on Facebook, and we're not doing anything. He's done.
I was still thinking about the glasses.
He's signing off. He is done. So make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We pump shorts out. I don't know, like 4 or 5 of them every week from our previous episodes.
At least 3,
yeah. Plus fun videos.
Fun videos?
Stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, stuff.
Yeah, like meme videos. We got a couple of them.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Couple million views ones.
Couple, yeah. And if you give us a 5-star review on whatever you're listening to, which we would much appreciate, just take a picture of it, send us a message on Instagram or TikTok, or just shoot us an email at krakencanscast@gmail.com, and we'll shoot you out a couple free stickers.
We'll send them right to you.
Right to you. Right to your loins.
And you can put them wherever you want.
Wherever. I don't care.
Keep them on your loins, too.
I don't care.
1 on each, baby.
I don't care.
I don't care. Give a shit.
All right.
Right there.
All right. With that, I'm Crack Daddy Mike, and I'm out of another exciting episode of the Cracking Cans podcast.
And I'm BK Corey with an E, and I'm out on another educational episode of Cracking Cans podcast.
We're changing. We're new guys over here.
We're education-based now.
Yes.
We started that transition last episode.
Yep. News to me, but we're doing it.
You talked about it in our...
I probably did. doesn't mean I remember.
You're the one that brought it up.
Yeah.
If you want to hear a fun... or if you want to hear...
Oh, yeah, I did say that. Yeah, if you're into a fun, laughy, funny podcast, just freaking...
Don't listen
head
to
on
us.
out. Yeah. Well, see ya.
We're education, bitch.
See ya. Bye.
Mike's dumb.
Corey's stupid. Corey's stupid. Corey's stupid. Corey's stupid. Corey's stupid.